Looks like we're okay. It's so great to see everybody tonight. Thank you for coming. Give yourself a round of applause. Yay! I'm Laurie Tennent, the president of the Cultural Council of Birmingham Bloomfield, and on behalf of the board, I would like to welcome you all here and thank the Art Center for having us here for so many years. We love this space. It's exciting to see a crowd to celebrate our honorees that we're so excited about. This is the first year since COVID that we've really been able to be almost back to normal with everybody here, enjoying each other and having some snacks and wine. The Cultural Council of Birmingham Bloomfield is a nonprofit 501c3 that promotes and supports the cultural life in our community. We honor citizens and businesses that have had an impact on the arts. We raise funds to provide insurance for all the beautiful sculptures that you see in our town. And we also, Birmingham's Art in Public Places works to illuminate the many cultural activities and resources that we have available across the Birmingham Bloomfield area. Tonight is the 29th year of this prestigious award. If you peruse the program, you'll find the inspiring list of prior honorees. I happen to be one of them, which I'm very proud. And you'll find people that you recognize, I'm sure. To get our program started, I'd like to introduce the chair of this evening's awards, Anita DeMarco Goor, Marcy Heller-Fisher, and Tera Moon. Marcy, will you join us to introduce our partners to the arts? Thanks so much for being here tonight. We really appreciate it.
We can't, can you hear me? We can't start. I've lost some inches here. It's truth. We can't start this evening until we do some thanks. I am Marcy Heller-Fisher, a co-chair of the Cultural Arts Awards and also a board member of the Cultural Council at Birmingham Bloomfield. I'd like to point out that not a one of you had to buy a table, make a donation, or purchase a ticket for tonight, because the Cultural Arts Awards are the beneficiaries of an extraordinary collaboration of cultural institutions in our community, each of which partners with the Cultural Council to provide the resources that make it possible for this evening. Tonight, we are guests of the Birmingham Bloomfield Art Center. A lot of us affectionately call it the BBAC. As our partner, the BBAC has provided the venue, food and drink, as well as support staff and volunteers for our awards for all of our 29 years. In this room, surrounded by the works of students of Tim Widener, and in the adjacent galleries, currently displaying works by the Birmingham Society of Women Painters and Daniel Cascardo, it's easy to understand why, as a standard bearer for the arts in our community, it is our partner. I'm honored to welcome Annie VanGelderen, President and CEO of the Birmingham Bloomfield Art Center.
Good evening. As Marcy said, I am the President and CEO of the Birmingham Bloomfield Art Center. I'm also a proud member of the Cultural Council and feel lucky every day that I walk into work surrounded by art and artists. It is only fitting that we celebrate this evening in a building that is home to all of us creative types, to nurture our souls, pursue our dreams, and make our mark since 1957. I'm pleased to welcome you all here for the 29th Annual Cultural Arts Awards. On this special occasion, we celebrate everything this Cultural Council Award signifies, that the arts and culture sector is very important to our community, and so are the individuals like Hedy Blatt, for so many years the Fine Arts Consultant for Oakland Intermediate School District, and our Lifetime Achievement Awardee, Gary Wasserman, who is the founder of Wasserman Projects an evolving program of art, design, and music that brings together artists of all disciplines and who took a chance on Detroit before anyone else did. And finally, the Partners with the Arts Award to the Village of Beverly Hills, supporting so many arts activities unique to their community. They all have given and continue to give so generously their time and passion for the arts. The Birmingham Bloomfield area is so rich in the promotion of the arts, and we are fortunate that our city leaders believe, as we do, the importance of creativity. So, a reminder that our collective efforts will always matter to ensure that art remains important in our lives and in the community and region we inhabit. Thank you for celebrating tonight's awards with us.
Did you see Bill Suckle? Bill Suckle? The Community House has also been one of our partners since the inception of the awards. It functions as a nonprofit community center, and as our partner, it's our back office, designing, editing, and publishing all of our forms, nomination packets, and programs, sending invitations, even if they don't arrive. I'm sorry, I heard that they didn't. Is it true? They didn't arrive? We're gonna have to figure that one out. Sending invitations and hosting our jury meeting. I haven't seen Bill Suckler, so I will speak on his behalf and say that we are honored to have the Community House be one of our partners, and incidentally, last year it received our Partners with the Arts Award for its 100 years of service to the community. As media evolved at lightning speed over the past decade, we needed a new media partner. It's interesting because all of our other partners have been with us since the inception of the awards. But we moved on and found Downtown News Magazine as the perfect partner. Their mission of reinvesting in the local communities and working to make sure the Birmingham Bloomfield area reaches its highest potential has made the partnership with the Cultural Council a perfect fit. Downtown News Magazine provides publicity, including publishing our nomination form digitally and in print, announcing our honorees and introducing them to the community. And I'm sorry, David Hohendorf had a family emergency, otherwise he was to be here, but on the way here, he informed me he can't come. I also want to recognize our broadcast partner, Bloomfield Television, or BCTV, which is taping tonight's event for future broadcasts to be shared across all the Birmingham Bloomfields and on our website. Not only has BCTV always partnered with the Cultural Arts Awards, but during COVID, they actually went way beyond and set up and conducted interviews off-site with many of the people involved with the awards to help weave our hybridized award ceremony. That's why this year is really the first year we've had invited guests. So it's pretty exciting. I also want to thank the City of Birmingham, which hosts our ever-growing perpetual plaque. You'll see it on the back here. At Birmingham City Hall. This year, after outgrowing its last place, the more than 50 honorees' names are engraved and newly installed in a handsome and well-lit niche with lots of space anticipating many more years of recognitions. As we get to the awards, I have one more note of immense gratitude. We wouldn't have these awards without our 15 anonymous jurors who represent a cross-section of the arts and arts enthusiasts in the community, each of whom serves for 2 years. It is our jurors who were responsible for studying the year's nominations and who then came together at the Community House last August, deliberating and seriously agonizing over whom to select as this year's Exceptional Cultural Arts Award and Lifetime Achievement honorees. You in this room know who you are, and we thank you for your time and thoughtful consideration. So we're not so proud as to refuse donations nor volunteers if you wish to join our cultural council. but we owe this event to all of our partners for making tonight about our honorees and not your pocketbooks, for making it possible to celebrate and honor those who impact the cultural life in our community and have helped make the 5 B's and an F. Let's see if I can do it. Beverly Hills, Bingham Farms, Birmingham, Bloomfield Township, Bloomfield Hills, and Franklin, and beyond, making this whole region a cultural mecca. And now I yield to my co-chairs, Anita, DeMarco, Goor, and Tera Moon, to present this year's honorees.
Hello, everyone. Here we go. The Cultural Arts Award this year goes to Hedy Blatt for her work with Oakland schools, actually a lifetime career of work in the arts, but in the most recent years, her work with Oakland schools in support of students and administration in the school districts that are serviced. And I'd like to call Hedy up now. And also, I think that we need Kimberly Weaver. Kimberly was a nominator of hers. Here comes Kimberly.
Hi, my name is Kim Weaver, and I'm the events coordinator for Birmingham Public Schools. I am thrilled to be among you tonight to honor someone truly exceptional, Hedy Blatt. Hedy has a special place in my heart. I had the pleasure of working with Hedy during her tenure as the one-person fine arts department at Oakland schools. I witnessed firsthand why Hedy was chosen to receive the Birmingham Bloomfield Cultural Arts Award. When we worked together, she affectionately called me her Jiminy Cricket, the voice of reason whose job it was to keep her grounded. While this role may seem challenging with someone as passionate and driven as Hedy, it has always been an honor. Hedy's love and advocacy for the arts are boundless, and it was remarkable how much she accomplished as a part-time employee, often before noon, and without even a sip of caffeine. Hedy has a career spanning over 40 years in arts education, and her impact has had a far-reaching influence throughout Oakland County and the state. A natural collaborator, her partnerships with the Oakland County Treasurer's Office, Flagstar Bank, and Great Lakes Crossing have resulted in over $150,000 in student scholarships. She infused art into multicultural festivals and events such as the African American Read-In. She facilitated monthly student art displays and evening open houses at Oakland schools, exposing over 3,000 people to student art each year. Hedy has taught at the university level, wrote for and performed in professional children's theater, presented at multiple fine arts and public relations conferences, and is a published composer and writer. To name a few, personal awards include Teacher of the Year from Troy Schools, Administrator of the Year by the American String Teachers Association, and recently the Distinguished Service Award by the Michigan Art Educators Association. Hedy's creativity extends far beyond her professional endeavors. What truly sets her apart is her ability to make everyone around her feel valued and special. She delights in crafting personalized artistic gifts, and her multi-layer carrot cake is legendary. Frequent reflections on her mother's lessons, like, what would my mother say if I didn't, or my mother always taught me to, speak volumes about the deep family values that she carries with her. Tonight, Hedy, I can say with confidence that your mother would be immensely proud of you. She's undoubtedly smiling upon you just as we all are, celebrating this well-deserved recognition of your extraordinary contributions. I look forward to seeing the incredible things that you'll continue to achieve, and rest assured, your Jiminy Cricket will be with you every step of the way. Ladies and gentlemen, Hedy Blatt.
You want to speak for a few minutes? Go ahead.
Sure. Okay. Thank you, Kim. By the way, people who have never met my mother, I used to tell them, my mother would not be proud of what you just did. Anyway, they never met her, but that's okay. Hopefully she is here in spirit. So Kim, thank you so very much. And to the Birmingham Bloomfield Cultural Council, the Community House, the BBAC, Bloomfield Cable TV, and Downtown News Magazine. And to those who wrote letters of support for me, Patricia Chin, who is my former supervisor, thanks for being here. John Rutherford, who was an award winner, and Oakland County Treasurer Robert Wittenberg. Thank you to my family for being here and for all who are able to be here as well. It's an honor for me to accept this wonderful award for arts education advocacy on behalf of myself and all the dedicated K-12 visual art, music, and theater teachers who I interfaced with and who are in their classrooms every day teaching students and advocating for quality arts education in their schools, in their districts, and in their communities. I just retired from Oakland schools at the end of June. It was my second retirement. The first being from Troy School District 20 years ago. Oakland Schools' retirement gift to me was the very expensive and significant gift of turning my very part-time, 1.5 days a week, part-time job into a full-time position. Isn't that a wonderful recognition of the value of arts education? Expensive, believe me. As you might imagine, as a self-proclaimed part-time workaholic, being selected for this award is a highlight for me, the frosting on the cake of life. I grew up in a small town about 80 miles from here, Owasso, Michigan. Our parents were art supporters, and my destiny included being good at music at an early age, which ultimately afforded me the opportunity to teach, administer, and advocate for the arts, starting in the Troy School District and continuing for, as you heard, the past 40-plus years. Personally, I stand here as one who had art on a cart in elementary school and as one who always cut on the fold. For non-art people, I see you laughing, you know what happens. Your Valentines fall apart and everybody laughs. I remember it vividly with horror. And it wasn't long before I realized I wasn't very good at art. However, in my fine arts director job in Troy, my art job was to oversee all of the arts, including visual. While my roots were in music, I was in awe, true awe, of our visual arts students and the art they created. And I remain so today. So here I am. I still can't draw a straight line, but I love telling the story of the arts. Because I'm a walking Rolodex, I've been able to advocate for the arts and arts educator on a larger scale. I've always felt very strongly about using my position to connect people and organizations, provide information and opportunities to fine arts teachers to share ideas and to build a network for arts educators throughout Oakland County, and I like to say the galaxy. Believe it or not, Oakland County is not without problems with funding the arts and also supporting the arts. Wherever I've worked, it really didn't matter to me where somebody lived or worked. We are all integral parts of the important fabric of educating our young people, their parents, their district administration, and our communities, using the tools of creativity and artistry. I've always said, if we don't tell our story, nobody's going to do it for us, and I truly believe that. In closing, I know I'm preaching to the choir, and not to get political, I promise. Don't cringe. But I would be remiss if I didn't take this opportunity to please tell you to please interview candidates running for the starter positions, the school boards, the county commissioners, those beginning electors. Ask their views on arts funding and the importance of arts education for all students. Many thanks to Kim, who nominated me, and to all who have supported me throughout my career. Thank you. I am truly humbled and very appreciative. Thank you.
Would you move to my left? Just say, move to my
Sure.
left and stay here.
Okay. I'll move this out of the way.
We're going to present Hedy's award, and to do that, I'm joined by our third co-chair, Tera, and also I'd like to call up Wachler, who is the designer and the maker of the beautiful award. And I'm happy to tell you about Link because he was on the board, he was on the jury, I don't know, a long time ago, 18 years or something? A little more. Whatever, a long time ago. And he enjoyed his experience so much that he said he'd like to sign up. And so he volunteered to design this award and to execute it so that we could give out something really nice for a person to save for always. So, Link, would you like to say anything about the award?
Well, why don't you give it to her?
Okay, okay.
Put the horse before the cart.
Do you want a presentation? I used to do community relations. So,
She does want that picture, yes.
What the award is,
Link, would you like to come to the microphone so everyone can hear?
Can't hear me? Okay.
good.
All right. Yeah, it's your award. You can hold it. What the award is, it's a series of different images, squares, that's from a collection that I create called Life Links. And all of these represent the arts. There's 5 different images. And in actuality, it's originally worn as a bracelet. The designs, and there's dozens and dozens and dozens of them, but these are the ones that went on the plaque, and along with the plaque, and you can get that too, because I don't think she knows about that yet. The awards go up on a wall, and you know that it's there. Only people that come to visit you see that your award is available. What I've been doing now for the last 18 years is also creating a bracelet with the same images. So the images can be worn on a daily basis so that you have something that you can wear that ties into the award, that when people ask you, what does that mean, it allows you to talk about how you are honored by your community. And so with that, this is also the bracelet.
Thank you, it's beautiful.
And that's pretty much it. You're supposed to keep it short.
Wait, Hedy, don't go. Okay.
I'll size that for you afterwards, okay?
Now we have Oakland County Commissioner Marcia Gerson.
No, Marcia, Linnie Taylor.
Oh, Linnie is, okay, Linnie Taylor, who is going to recognize Hedy on behalf of the Oakland County Commission. But if you come around, because there's a wire here, and I will.
I'm not going to speak very long either. I'm a public servant, and I just like presenting and being a part of this. And I, along with Marcia and the Oakland County Board of Commissioners, just want to join in with the Cultural Center of Birmingham Bloomfield in conjunction with the Community House, Downtown Magazine, the Birmingham Bloomfield Art Center, and Bloomfield Cable Vision to congratulate Ms. Platt on her selection as a 2024 Birmingham Bloomfield Cultural Arts Award recipient.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One more. Tera has recognition from both Governor Whitmer and the United States Senate.
I'm pleased to be able to offer these proclamations and special tributes from many of our elected officials. So, Hedy, this is from the Certificate of Congressional Recognition from Debbie Stabenow.
Thank you.
You should have brought a cart because there's so many of them.
A library card.
Yes, a book cart. A certificate of special senatorial recognition from Gary Peters, presented to Hedy Blatt.
Thank you so much.
And one more, please hold your applause. This very beautiful tribute from Governor Gretchen Whitmer. This is a special tribute, and I just want to read a couple of lines here. Hedy's reputation extends far beyond the classroom as her boundless energy and ability to form partnerships with cultural institutions throughout Metro Detroit have left an indelible mark on K-12 arts education. Even in retirement, her influence is sure to endure, and we look forward to seeing the continued contributions she will make to the arts community. So congratulations, Hedy.
Thank you. Whoops, yeah.
Want to hold that? Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
I've already connected Detroit Opera to Oakland schools.
The next award is the Special Lifetime Achievement Award. A number of years ago, the jury was really very conflicted because there were two people that they both felt deserved recognition. And the jury created a Special Lifetime Achievement Award, which, generally speaking, recognizes somebody who's had a pretty long career of service to the arts in our community. And this year, the Special Lifetime Achievement honoree is Gary Wasserman, and he is going to be introduced by what my notes say are the incredible Barbaras. Barbara Kratchman, who was the 2010 Lifetime Achieve honoree, and Barbara Heller, who was the 2019 Cultural Arts Award honoree. So as you can see, these things tend to go around. Gary, it's your turn. And Barbara, it's your turn now.
So I'm just going to briefly talk just a tiny bit about Gary, just the reason why we did the nomination. He's a Birmingham native and long involved in national, cultural, and civic community. Locally, he led the revitalization of the Tera of the America's Thanksgiving Parade here and served on the boards of the Michigan Opera Theater, now named Detroit Opera, Detroit Symphony Orchestra, and Cranbrook Educational Community. In addition, he was instrumental in recruiting internationally renowned director Yuval Sharon to artistic director of Detroit Opera and endowed the position. So that's just very brief. I'm not talking about his support of the artists and internationally, nationally, and his gallery, Wasserman projects, and I hope everybody comes and visits the gallery in Eastern Market because it's a wonderful place.
Thanks, Barbara. Before I talk about Gary, I have a personal way of saying that I've been fortunate to work through the years with both of the honorees tonight. Hedy, I have known, if I told you how long I'd known Hedy, you would know how old we are. So I'm not going to tell you that, but Hedy is truly one of a kind. And when I retired quite a while ago, she retired too. But she kept going and going and going. And no one has ever been an advocate for arts education as Hedy has been. So lucky we are to all have Hedy still in our midst. Thank you, Hedy, thank you. Gary Wasserman. Gary is truly a creative visionary. In the mid-'80s, I heard the name Gary Wasserman, and I kept saying, who's this Gary Wasserman I keep hearing about? Who is he? And then I found out that, as Barbara said, he was the person who took over, revived, and put back on the national scale our beloved Detroit Thanksgiving Day Parade. Well, through the next years, I kept hearing about Gary Wasserman more, either through his work at the DSO or at Cranbrook, his involvement with Michigan Opera Theater, which is now Detroit Opera, and a lot of other cultural activities in Detroit. But it wasn't until he opened his eponymous art gallery in Birmingham that I got to know who Gary was. We became friendly acquaintances because we shared so much of an interest in arts and culture in our region. And then Gary, as the quintessential creative visionary he is, he moved his gallery to downtown Detroit in the middle of Eastern Market. What an exciting move that was, exemplifying how art, culture, and daily life can go hand in hand. Gary and I now, we're no longer friendly acquaintances. We've really become very good friends, and we continue to share our passion for arts, culture, and advocacy for the same. And it's absolutely been my honor to learn so much from Gary. Gary is so many things. He's an international business owner, he's a cultural producer, and everything he does, he's committed to excellence. He's a devoted supporter of Detroit in attitude, deed, and in action. You know, as I said, he really is a Renaissance man. He doesn't dabble in things. He puts his heart, his soul, his time, attention, and resources into everything that he takes on. And his knowledge about the arts is both broad and deep. His energy abounds. The other day, Gary and I were chatting offhandedly about, and he mentioned the difference between entertainment and culture. And when you hear Gary's remarks tonight, you will understand why he is a visionary, why I refer to him as a Renaissance man, and why he's so deserving of this very special Lifetime Achievement Award. Thank you very much.
Gary, we're going to give you your awards, and then you can speak.
Oh, okay. Okey-doke. How do you know you want to give this?
Well, you have to see this wonderful award. The Special Lifetime Achievement Award is always an original piece of calligraphic art from a lady named Winifred Coventry, and she does the most interesting and unusual things.
The bow tie must be recognized.
She read about you and found out that you like red. And I said, he's wearing red tonight.
He's always wearing red.
He's always wearing red. In addition, there's an award from Link Wachler, who will say a couple of words about this special award that he's designed for Gary.
No? Okay.
Yes.
Earrings? No.
I hope you like them. Right. First of all, congratulations, Gary.
That's really cool. Thank you.
Yeah, let me just explain this. Years ago, when I was asked to create the awards for the other part of it, I never created a bracelet to go along with it. Until Howard came along and won the Lifetime Achievement Award and said to me, "Where's my bracelet?" I said, "I think I left it at home." So that night I went home real quick and I made a bracelet and I met him for coffee and gave it to him. So now, from this day forward, the Lifetime Achievement Award winner will be getting a bracelet. The images that are on it represent a lifetime legacy, which is the images is a drop of water in a pond. And we all have a rippling effect. What that rippling effect is up to us. And in Gary's case, it's one that I think everybody here believes will last for a long, long time. The other one, which ties in perfectly to the Renaissance, is a wizard. The wizard is the one who takes an idea and creates something significant out of it, which is also something that Gary's been doing for his life. The third one is the image of wisdom, is of a sage passing on light to the next generation, which is also something I think that embodies Gary's character. So
Thank you.
that's what that is
really
designed
beautiful.
for.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm out of here. I'll size it for you after.
Okay, all right, it's my turn. Thanks to the Cultural Council, to Marcy Fisher and Bunny Kratchman and Barbara Heller for advocating for me for this award, which I'm really thrilled about. This is fun. And to the late Maggie Allisey, who I learned was the founder of this award. And she was one of my earliest and greatest supporters, elves, clowns, and she enabled so many of my earliest endeavors. I have to say, this is not in my speech, but relative to everybody being here, I'm very happy about it because even all my life, I've had terrible anxiety about people showing up for events. I'm really irrational. So, and it stems from a birthday party when I was 7 years old and nobody came. It's true. And in the years that I ran the parade, oh my God, the week before, I would have nightmares that nobody was there. It was terrible. I remember when I'm sitting on some seedy, threadbare couch in the lobby of Cobo waiting. Nobody came. So I'm really happy you're all here. The Arts Council work of placing art in public places is a wonderful and subtle contribution that offers the opportunity to engage the community, which is what art is best at doing. The quiet pleasures of seeing artworks in and around town contribute not only to the aesthetic benefits and conversation, but they also warm and activate the area as a social living space, as well as an active commercial and residential center. Actually, one of my first outreach projects with the parade was in 1989, when I was 10, and we put the Viareggio papier-mâché heads in store windows in Birmingham and Bloomfield as a way to raise awareness for the parade, and of course, especially my pet project, Hobnobble Gobble, which I never stopped hyping all year long. I was always captivated by cities and Thanksgiving parades. Parades seem to be the hallmark of great cities. It was and continues to be my Thanksgiving obsession. I still do it. When I was a kid, I would switch back and forth between Hudson's and Macy's, comparing and evaluating, and always came to, yes, thank you. And it was clear that Hudson's had better floats, but Macy's had better balloons. I'm trying to find a polite way of saying yes. It provoked me. So it pissed me off. So over the years, I watched the sad deterioration of the former Hudson's Thanksgiving parade, and being the quiet and sort of withdrawn person I am, it was incumbent on me to call the then CEO of the parade company, Carleen Bonner-Carey, and give her my evaluation. To those of you who might have known her, you can imagine what that reception would have been. So after one particularly disastrous one, she said to me, "If you want this damn thing, you can have it." And I said, "Okay, I'll take it." But damn wasn't the word she said. But Bunny said I couldn't say the real word. Being the closest thing to Santa on Earth, one gets excellent publicity, and that catalyzed many of the involvements then that continue to this day. Irrepressible compulsions to anything red and to arts organizations has led to a rich experience locally as well as in...
I'm told they can't hear you.
Okay, thank
into
you.
it.
As well as in a number of, let's see, where was I? As well as in a number of other cities. The exposure to different art forms, boards, communities contribute to a greater understanding of the ability of arts organizations to make a tangible difference in a community. Ultimately, the greatest inspiration was the impact that could be achieved. And Detroit was absolutely catnip. It was the place where one's imagination and efforts could always make a difference. And it is impact that all of these organizations are about, and the search for impact that is it is the golden ring. I'm going to change now to something that sounds like it has no application to any of this, but it does. The legendary urbanist, Jane Jacobs, has long been an inspiration that serves as a valuable model. In the epic and well-documented contention between New York City planner Robert Moses, who proposed massive construction projects and transportation interventions to strengthen the city, Jane Jacobs was a champion for people on the street, a diversity of people, diversity of uses, and diversity of times of day. But ultimately, culture was the point of contact between the urban environment and the diverse sociological and economic aspects that come together to create a sustainable and resilient city. Her often quoted metaphor that a city is a fabric composed of many intricate threads that come together to make an urban tapestry. Cultural institutions, sporting events, parades, businesses, residences are among the countless threads that create infrastructure. Each thread adds to the integrity of the whole. How does this fit in? Well, a young man who we met a number of years ago in New York, a composer, Judd Greenstein, wrote an opera based on the relationship between Jane Jacobs and Robert Moses. It was commissioned by the Municipal Arts Society and the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, and I was very honored to support that and to be part of that development. The opera can be found online. It is called A Marvelous Order. It would be perhaps considered a chamber opera because it is not a grand opera for a major stage, but it is an intimate inspection into this remarkable relationship. In Detroit, it was the cultural infrastructure that held the community together through the most difficult times. An exceptional example was David DeCura's passion to create a national opera company in a struggling industrial city, then anchor it with a major opera house bravely standing in the middle of a mostly abandoned downtown. The resulting energy and excitement helped to encourage much of the vitality that followed. This monumental achievement of culture is a critical example of being a placemaker in a city, an expression that today has come to have great value in terms of the impact of cultural enterprises. The Thanksgiving parade is always a placemaker as well. It is a day when Detroit is celebrated as a great city, both locally and nationally, and it remains that success, that image of this city that is broadcast far and wide, but mainly broadcast into the awareness of the residents of this community is the goal and the reward. Ann Parsons, who was, of course, legendary, was my mentor, my instigator, and my dear friend. Her influence and introductions catalyzed so much of what happened over the last 15 years. We were in Miami together, and I was deep in a project that involved a collaboration between a museum and an orchestra, and it was driving me crazy. And Ann said to me, it was time I stopped being on boards and do my own thing. And I said to her, well, that's easy for you to say. You have a symphony hall and an institution. How am I going to do that? She said, that's not my problem, that's yours. Figure it out. The impetus that is the impetus that brought about Wasserman projects. Motivated by the burgeoning cultural vitality that was bubbling in Detroit in 2010, Charlie Kashner, my partner, and I set out to find a space where we could support and participate in the cultural life of the city. This led first to a space in Birmingham, which was adjacent to architect Tera, that we hoped would be supported by the robust art community here. When the large space in Eastern Market became available, and along with that, Allison Wong, there was no question that we had found our home and our people. Being able to make a significant presence in the center of this exciting and growing place was exactly what we were looking for. Not only, though, it was kismet, because not only did we end up in the Eastern Market, but we ended up with Ann, Donald, and Cara as our next door neighbors. So Ann had foreseen all of this coming. My cultural adventures led me to the Ojai Music Festival, an esoteric presentation of new music in within the classical genre in Ojai, California, where I met the young, now famous, and newly launched author, Yuval Sharon. Charlie and I pretty much became fans and groupies right away, going to every one of his remarkable productions, including the famous one, an opera that took place in 24 stretch limousines across downtown Los Angeles. We had just come back at the end of February of 2020, where after Yuval had just launched a spectacular new production called Sweetlands, which had to close 2 days after it opened because of COVID. He was quite despondent. Encouraged by Bunny, who happened to be in Miami at that moment, she said, you've got to bring him here. And I said, oh, and how am I going to do that? She said, that's not my problem, it's yours. I've heard that before. So it happened to be exactly what Yuval wanted to do at that moment in time. He wanted to have the experience of being the artistic director in a community where he could make relationships and create impact. We brought Yuval to Detroit to be the successor to David, and in doing so created the second stunning miracle since the epic achievements of David DeChiara. Today, Detroit Opera is widely recognized as the most innovative and impactful opera company in the United States and internationally. We surpassed our goal that we thought would take 5 years within 18 months. We have even exported, this is another Jane Jacobs example of successful cities, productions to other major companies, including the Metropolitan Opera, and more to come this year. Jane Jacobs said that when cities are able to replace imports with exports, in this case, civic and cultural content, parades on national TV, opera productions to the Met, they are achieving success and impact. It's interesting to remember that opera in Detroit, before David, was the Grand Opera Association that brought Met productions to Detroit. When that stopped, David came in and created a community and a force that has been of vital energy in this city. That is the reward, and that continues to be. I was wondering if I should say this or not, but I'm going to say it. My next act. I've been very involved in the last years with a theatrical company in Miami called Miami New Drama that was founded by the Venezuelan, I guess you would say they are refugees, Michelle Hausmann and Moises Kaufman, who is known for the Laramie Project and more recently, Where There Are Blueberries. Together with Miami New Drama, after October 7, we decided that it was important to create cultural content in the form of plays that reflect the realities of the Jewish American experience, both culturally as well as politically, as well as in the frame or the environment of anti-Semitism. Our first production is going to open in April of 2025. It is a play that will be entitled, what is it called? When they bring kids to Israel and your friend started. I can't think. Yes. All of a sudden, I can't think what it's called. Seeds and Peace? No. What's it called? It's something else. Anyway, I can't believe I can't think of the name. The author is Jonathan Spector, who received great attention last year in London for his play Eureka Day, and he is writing this. Oh, geez, I can't believe I can't think of the name of it. I should have put that down in here. So, at the same time that we are showing, we'll be opening that in Miami. We are working on a Detroit presence to tour that, as well as hopefully Here There Are Blueberries, which I don't know if any of you ever saw that, but it was a stunning production this last year in New York. We have in the works. There was a great photo journal that was done in the 70s of the Jewish community on Miami Beach. It's called Shtetl on the Sand. It is being made into a musical in collaboration with Harvey Firestein. And it's probably a few years away yet, but that'll be also one of the things that we'll be doing. And in the meantime, building the ability to take these things from Miami out to the larger world. So I don't know. I don't look for projects. I just continue to find them. Thank you for this award. Thank you for coming. It's really a great pleasure and honor to be here.
Gary, if you wait here for just a second. I'd like to call up Linnie Taylor, who is representing the Oakland County Commission, to present a commendation.
Hello again. I'm honored to be here and to have this proclamation for Mr. Wasserman. In addition to everything that we've already heard tonight, I just want to add that he's also the owner and CEO of Allied Metals Corporation, and he is known as a leader in technology of high purity metals used in the aerospace and energy generation industries. Under his guidance, the company maintains multiple locations around the globe. So I just, on behalf of the Oakland County Board of Commissioners, the Council of Birmingham Bloomfield, in conjunction with the Community House, Downtown Magazine, the Birmingham Bloomfield Art Center, and Bloomfield Cablevision, want to congratulate you, Mr. Wasserman, on his selection as a 2024 Birmingham Bloomfield Cultural Arts Lifetime Achievement and Award recipient.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Wait, there's more. You get this stuff too. More elected officials have put on paper their commendations for you, Mr. Wasserman, and I'll share these with you now. You get this certificate of special senatorial recognition from Gary Peters' office. There is a certificate of congressional recognition from U.S. Senator Debbie Stabenow, and Governor Gretchen Whitmer has created this special tribute, and I'll just read a little bit from this. We've already heard a lot about Mr. Wasserman, but let me share the words from the special tribute. Gary's love for his hometown inspired him to reinvest in Detroit through the founding of Wasserman Projects, which we've heard about tonight, a unique hybrid space and art gallery that promotes and facilitates the work of exceptional artists across all fields. His forward-thinking vision also led to the recruitment of internationally renowned director Yuval Sharon as artistic director of the Detroit Opera, further solidifying his legacy as a cultural leader who has helped transform Detroit into a global arts destination. Congratulations tonight, Mr. Wasserman.
Thank you very much. I feel very proclaimed.
You are proclaimed and tributed.
And commended.
And commended.
One more. For the last 5 or 6 years, the Board of the Cultural Council has recognized that while these awards recognize only individuals, that there are organizations and institutions in our area that also merit recognition. So we created the Partners with the Arts Award. And it recognizes a business, nonprofit, or organization in our midst that is a supporter of the arts. And this year, we would like to honor the Village of Beverly Hills, the village administration, and through their authorization, the Board for Parks and Recreation, for a kaleidoscope of artistic activities that are available to their citizens and constituents, but also to anybody who visit their parks. So I would like to call on John George, the Village Council President, and Janice Hausman, who represents the Parks and Recreation Board, to accept this award.
Thank you. I'll be brief. I think I'm all that stands between us and some fellowship. I like your strategy, sir, of asking Link about where the bracelet is. I'll do that later. I don't want to make it weird, but see if that works twice. Thank you to the Cultural Council of Birmingham Bloomfield. It's an honor. We got to talk a little bit earlier about whether this came as a surprise. It did to me. So that's partially because I have the luxury of, I'm currently the council president, and so we get to, amplify a lot of what the Parks and Recreation Board does, but this is a lot of their work. So congratulations first to Hedy and Gary. You're the pros, so this is, we're doing work, but it's inspiring listening to what you've both done. I appreciate being in a community that supports the arts. I will say, Hedy, you talk about asking entry-level politicians their views on the arts. That I got some eyes from our village clerk there about that. That's me. This is not entry-level, though. This is as far as it goes. But I will say I will establish my bona fides by telling you that without a community that supports the arts, without the investment that, for instance, Birmingham Public Schools has made in the arts, I would not have a sophomore at CCS right now working on her jewelry and metal craft skills. So I can tell you that right now the Georges are heavily supporting the arts. She was born to do that. If we made her go to an accounting class, she would not. She would not be an accountant. So what can you do but support the thing that she was born to do? So that I appreciate this community for that. I want to point out very intentionally that this is a volunteer board that leads our parks activities. We're not a very, very large village office, and so we have volunteers that do a lot of the work. And so the Parks and Recreation Board, we work closely, council and the Parks and Recreation Board. Some of the ideas start there, some start with council, but Matt Goodrich, Greg Ross, Sarah Bresnahan, Eli Bayless, Molly Borgen, Janice Hausman, and Jennifer Rubrick are the board that does a lot of that work. Kristen Rutkowski, who's our clerk, is the administrative liaison. So, and we lost one member, but we had half of that group here tonight, which I think is an awesome testament to who they are. They do a lot of the work, planning, looking for grants, supervising the activities. Rachel Rajewsko is the council liaison to the Parks and Recreation Board. And so our job is easy. It's to try to say yes and try to promote good things in the community. And so a lot of these things have just been organic growth. We have some that are community driven. For instance, Ryan Bills showed up at a parks meeting and said, I just graduated with a degree in jazz and I like playing jazz and I have friends who like playing jazz. Could we play jazz for you? And so now, if anyone doesn't have anything to do this Sunday morning, the third Sunday of every month in the summer and fall is Java and Jazz in Beverly Park. So you can show up at Beverly Park, and from 9 to noon we have live jazz music, and it is fantastic. It is a great way to spend the morning. And it is supported. I think about the amount of mornings I spent there with little kids on that play structure and how I would have killed for some jazz. So it's great. You get people working out who will stop through and appreciate it. You get people who bring a picnic lunch and spend the entire day. The Forte 5K, which is Grove's school raising money for their orchestra, I am fortunate enough to be on the running route, and so having someone standing on the corner in front of your house playing a violin while people run by is a fantastic thing. So a lot of it, there is community support. Janice has worked very hard to bring a sculpture program that has placed sculpture throughout our parks on a rotating basis. That was something that was seen in another community, and we tried to implement here. So with that, I will say I appreciate the recognition. And this inspires us, I think, to continue to work hard to deserve the recognition. So thank you very much. And Tera is a resident, so we've already talked about sewers and sidewalks.
Constituent.
So it's my honor to present, I better get up at the microphone. Huh? It's my honor. I am a resident of Beverly Hills and very proud of all the things that the village does to support the arts. I've lived in the community for about 10 years and just have noticed all the things that have built in the last 10 years. So I'm very proud and pleased to present this Partner with the Arts Award to the village of Beverly Hills. All right, and now, well, wait, don't go away.
Don't go away. Linnie Taylor.
Yes, we would like to bring Linnie Taylor up, and she has a special commendation as well.
Another proclamation that I'd like to present to you in celebration of you being celebrating the Village of Beverly Hills being selected as Partners with the Arts Award recipient for 2024. I don't talk. I'm not a politician. I don't talk much. I'm a public servant. Thank you.
And let me.
Thank you.
Okay. I should also say that I'm the director of the Bloomfield Township Public Library, and the library won this same award 4 years ago. So that's another great connection that I have to this. There are several special proclamations here. This is a special senatorial recognition from Senator Gary Peters. Special certificate of congressional recognition from Senator Debbie Stabenow. And a special tribute from Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Let me just read a little bit from this special tribute. Through art fairs, concerts in the park, like the Java and Jazz series, the DIA Inside Out exhibits, movies, reading mornings, storybook trails, a little free library, and sculptures in the park, the Village of Beverly Hills has fostered a vibrant and creative atmosphere. These programs not only enhance the community's cultural landscape, but also provide opportunities for connection, education, and inspiration. Congratulations.
Let's get the.
Oh, this one. Nice big one. All right, thank you. And Anita has one more remark to share.
Since we've been going for 29 years, our perpetual plaque was running out of space. It is housed by the City of Birmingham on the second floor directly opposite the entrance to the City Commission room. So after last year's event, we had to figure out what to do. And in that endeavor, I was immensely supported by Jana Eckert, the city manager, whose approval made it possible to relocate the plaque and expand it to a better space. And then my ever-present friend, John Galick, the superintendent of building facilities, and Dave Blanchette, his associate. They have been really helping us out ever since COVID, and this year they were instrumental in the design and execution with the plaque vendor of this expanded plaque. So we couldn't have done it without him. And then his friend Mike Morad, who's a building official and a woodworking hobbyist, he custom made perfectly matched knobs for the screws on one of the extensions and matched the stain so that you can't even tell that they weren't there originally. So I want to thank all of them because that's another one of our partners that makes all this possible. The picture is in the program. If you're in City Hall, go up there and take a look. It's very nice. And now I think, Tera, you have a comment to make about next year's award.
Well, thank you everyone for being here tonight and helping us honor these special people. This is such an interesting time to hear about folks who have spun their passions into these wonderful things that help all of us connect over the arts. So thank you so much for being here tonight. I want to invite you to think about someone you might nominate for a Cultural Arts Award or the Lifetime Achievement Award. So please think about that and look for nominations. They're usually announced in downtown publications and on the Cultural Council's website in May. So please consider that throughout the next coming months and talk to folks you know and spread the word about this great award. Thank you so much for being here tonight, everyone.